it's like a selected group of talented people that are actually doing music. There's a lot of industry plans right now. It's a lot of stuff just being fed to people. It's not really something that I feel a lot of artists are born with. It's kind of just like something that they're doing for either clout, money, or fame, or whatever the case may be.
Coming live on your radio. What they want? That real and raw. How they get it? DJ Focus. What we doing? Making music, reaching the corner, and it's all for the kingdom. And we gon' make sure they know it. Ooh, 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 ooh. We gon' take it there. I like red letters over trap beats to fix it, saying ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh.
And we back. DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your source for faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. You know what it is. It's time for our spiritual detox. And we got a fun one for y'all today. When I tell you, y'all know how I feel about these sneakers. So, you know, anytime I can have a conversation, y'all, well, you know, pray for me. I'm trying to, you know, work on a new closet space. I just need a new closet space for some vintage stuff I've been looking at. But listen, I am excited. We are excited. Me and Dice are excited. We talk about fashion. We talk about culture all the time. You know, and anytime you can put faith in that, it's always a dope conversation. So we joined today, listen, by a super talented Latin American artist. She does a little this, a little of that. You know what I'm saying? She know a little something about some sneakers or something. You know, she has a show too as well that she's a co-host on that talks about, you know, kicks and culture and fashion and everything. The one and only Jody Torres. What's going on, sis?
What's going on, guys? I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited.
Man. We're excited to have you. Absolutely. Yeah. We're excited to have you. Been a long time. We've been following you for a little bit, so I know we should have had you on here. So we know you have been doing a lot of good things.
Yeah.
So we want to get to it. Let's talk a little bit, you know, first about let's talk about the faith journey a little bit. Share with the audience a little bit of the faith journey. You know, what has God shown you through your faith journey, where you're at currently, what that looks like.
Yeah, for sure. That's basically who I am. I don't think that I would be the same type of person that I am unless I have my relationship with God. So that's like up here before anything else. And you know, I'm just I grew up in a Christian church, in a Christian home. My parents are both Pentecostal, like really legalistic. You know, I grew up waking up at 8:00 and spending a service from like 8:00 in the morning till 4:00 in the afternoon, and then, you know, we fellowship afterwards. So like, it's just life. And I think that when you grow up like that, there's a Bible verse that says when you instruct a child in the ways of the Lord, you know, when they're older, they won't depart from it. And surely, you know, I haven't had a perfect lifespan of a Christian. I've experimented out, and I've tried the worldly stuff and all that, and it's just not me. I feel like the calling that God placed on my life is much bigger than anything else that I would have fleshly wanted to do. And so, you know, it embodies who I am, my relationship with God, the type of person that I am, the type of friend that I am, the type of artist that I am. Like it all just like compounds into like this one thing. If I wasn't in the type of relationship that I was with God, that I am with God, then I wouldn't be the same. You know, I wouldn't be me. So.
Well, we thank God for you. You better go ahead and quote that Proverbs 22:6. Listen,
Okay.
no, hey, I'm a witness of that as well. But can you give our listeners like a small overview of like probably like the thing that you do the most, probably what you're most known for, most known for, and just so they can get an idea of like all of the things you get to be a part of.
If I could narrow it down, I'm probably most known for like my music, my artistry, what I've put out, because I've spent so much more time cultivating that side of myself. I spend more time kind of like showing out that part of myself, tapping into like all those little areas that people are now discovering. They're like, oh, she does this too. Like she does the co-host, she does the hosting, and she does the, you know, the worship leader, and she does like the acting and all these other things. Like those are areas that I've always loved to do, like things I've always loved to do. But what I've always wanted to be mainly known for was the fact that like I love singing, and I love rapping, and I love you know, being in front of a camera and talking to people and telling people about my life with God and like my struggles and my things. If you listen to my music, you know, it's Spanglish, it's Spanish and English, and so I guess it's happened to like both sides of who I am. I was born in the Dominican Republic, but raised in New York. So I have the Spanish and the English, and I just get to talk to people about all that. And so I think my artistry is something that kind of like speaks for me, even when I don't. I can speak to people through my songs and through my writing, even when I'm not in front of a camera, like talking or hosting or doing any type of like, acting or anything like that. My music kind of speaks for itself. So my artistry, I would definitely say.
I love that. I know Focus has a question. Hold on, Focus. I got a part 2 question. It's my Angie Rose question.
Go ahead.
Have you ever had a challenge, like you said, born in the DR, moved to New York, you're bilingual, if not multilingual, but have you ever had a challenge, like being who you are or being afraid to be who you were? Or have you just always embraced your culture?
Oh, no, for sure. There's probably a lot of Latinos and even Dominicans from my own country that would say that I'm not Dominican enough. I've had a lot of that actually on my page recently because I do speak mainly English. When I connect with people, it's just like kind of like my go-to language. Now, I am completely fluent in Spanish as well, and I communicate in Spanish as well, but it's kind of just like my first thing to go to. I came to the United States when I was 8 years old, and I had to learn English. Like I didn't know a lick of English.
Wow.
So I don't know. It's kind of just been like what I was brought up in. My parents always spoke to us in Spanish, but I speak a lot of English. And so I have a lot of Dominican friends and Spanish, Latin America friends that are just like, you're always speaking English. But I'm like, actually, I do my subtitles in Spanish, or I would translate myself
Right.
as I'm speaking. Like, I'd be like, hey, I'm Jody. Hola, just like Jody. So I'm like, I have to like do both in order to kind of like feed both masses. So, the Spanish, I'm not Spanish enough for some people. I'm not English enough and American enough for some. So that's been a battle for sure, but I've learned to love both parts of myself, and I show that through who I am. And even in my music, like I told you with like the Spanglish and all that, like I show who I am. I'm not afraid to do that anymore.
I love it.
Jody, when did you fall in love with music? When did you know you wanted to do music? Was there a particular artist? Was there an album, a tape, a CD that you bought and you was like, no, I got to do this? Take us to where it first started.
Okay, so I've always loved music. I grew up in church. I used to bug my brother is like multi-instrumental player, and I've always loved music. I used to bug him when I was little, like, let me be in the worship team. But I remember a specific moment, and this is going to blow your mind. I was in 7th grade, I believe, and it was in the like outside of the school. They were having like this thing with DJs and bouncy houses and all sorts of stuff. And I heard Lauryn Hill, or the Fugees at that time, strumming my pain with his finger. And I was like, what is that? Mind you, I didn't really know a lot of English when I was like 7 years old. So I'm just like, what is that? And the like when it came to that part, I was just like, and it blew my mind so much. And I feel like that's the moment that I actually fell in love with music and what it could do to someone at any given point. Like that Fugees moment, that Lauryn Hill moment, that's marked in my life. Like it's emblazoned in my head.
Have you ever done that cover? Have you ever just, played around with that and done it
live
improv or something?
That's my go-to song.
That's your go-to. Okay. I know you add that to your set. Like I know if you added that to your little set or something. You know what I'm saying?
Don't have me up. Don't tap me with a good time, okay? That is my go-to.
Oh man! You talked about Lauryn Hill inspiring you to get into music. So talk about music culture now. Like I really want to hear. Where do you think the state of just music is now?
Do you really want to hear that right now?
Yes, I do.
Have a lot to say.
Let us. Go ahead.
And we're going to respect it, too, because you know about 90s music. So anytime we get somebody that, know about that golden era, because we talk about it all the time. So we want the people to hear something different. Yeah, come on, talk about it.
I think that music right now, like it's like a selected group of talented people that are actually doing music. Like a selected few. I feel like there's a lot of industry plans right now, especially like in the like outside market is just like It's a lot of stuff just being fed to people, and then it's not really something that I feel a lot of artists like are born with. It's kind of just like something that they're doing for either clout or just money or fame or whatever the case may be. But I have found like the perfect little thing for me to do and just stay connected to like the things that I love. Like whatever I don't love, whatever I can't listen to for the first minute of playing a song, like I'm done with it. I don't listen to no trash music. Like I'm good. Like I don't need to listen to it. Yeah.
I love it.
But very selective few people that I can actually like sit down and listen to a whole album of right now, today.
Have the majors come to you and try to get you to come outside of what you do and make you to do something different?
For sure. I was actually speaking to Henry, to my manager, and I was telling him that I've dealt a lot with just industry people coming to me and just saying like, wait, maybe if you just did a little bit more of this, or maybe if you did, and I'm like, you know what, I'm good, because I've been an independent artist for a long time and I've never had to sell out on what I love to do and who I am.
That's good.
And if it doesn't matter if I have 10,000 followers or I have 200 and something thousand followers, if I'm untrue to myself at 240 something thousand, I'd rather keep my 10.
That's good.
I'm good.
That's good. Standing on some principles. Shouts out to everybody who still stand on some principles and not just the bag. You know, I know it's a lost art.
Yeah, for sure.
You already know.
Especially for ladies in the game. I'm just being honest. For ladies in the game, they throwing money at y'all so quick. Like, just take it off. And just throw a little ratchet little line in there and we good.
Absolutely. And you could do it. Oh my God. And you would have like this and this. And they start painting like this whole picture of so many different things that you could be. And a lot of people, believe it or not, like there's a lot of artists even right now out in the mainstream that they grew up in church, and you would think that they'd know better, and you know they have the principles of like what it is to be not be a sellout, and to own up to like the things that they love and who they truly are. But the love of money, it's big, and fame and all that, and especially in the world that we're living in right now with like social media being such a big thing, where back in the days you don't have the chance of going into a building or a studio house and saying like, hey, here's my mixtape, or here's my this, or here's that. No, everything is image. Everything is who you appeal to, what you do in order to get, where you are. And like, it's just, it's a sad world in the industry.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Have you had a chance to build with some of the ladies though on that mainstream that maybe talk to them about it, or have they reached out to you for prayer?
I have actually, and I love it. I think that's one of the things that I love to do the most, is just being able to tap into like the realness of what it is to be, number one, a woman in this industry, and secondly, a Christian woman in this industry, because your morals are the most important thing. And like if you can keep your morals intact and still be able to go out and do a performance at a club, if you could go out and do a performance at a festival where you know that not everybody out there is Christian, or they're drinking, or they're on drugs, or whatever the case may be, and you can still maintain who you are, truly who you are, then that speaks volumes. And I love being able to speak into that, even with like my worship teams at churches and things like that. It's a love that I have. Sometimes I over talk too much. They're just like, all right,
no.
you could.
They need to hear that. Yeah. Even some super saved people need to hear it again.
Oh yeah,
because people are just tempted at different times in their life. Yeah,
there's some things going on in churches right now, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Well, come on, talk about it. Come on, talk about it.
But there are things going on in churches that are even worse than the things that are going out with artists that are out in the world right now. Like, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that, right?
Like they talk a lot about what is it, prostituting your talent. Let's talk about prostituting your talents in church as well. Can we do that? Because it happens all the time.
It does.
So yeah.
How have you been able to navigate through that space and handle it professionally without, clocking on somebody?
It's been tough, especially Can I talk about it? Can I actually talk about it?
All right, the show is called The Fixx. It's called The Fixx. We fixing it.
In churches, as a female worship leader, it's one of those things where like I know of churches right now that unless you are a male, unless you are with a certain group of people, unless you are like in the know, you will not be leading in a church. And, you know, this is something that is really near and dear to my heart because as a female and as a female worship leader, I feel like sometimes it's just kind of like tugged. Like, how many churches do you know that actually have female worship leaders?
That's good.
We can count those. We can count those.
I know.
And you know, it goes back even to like the Paul letters and the whole women are not allowed to speak in churches and like all that stuff. There's actually churches and pastors that really believe and hold on to all that stuff. But you know, that's a topic that we always leave for like another day. It's always like we could talk about that after. Oh, you know, we don't have to get into that right now. But no, let's actually talk about it because it's stuff that is happening right now in 2024. So
that's good. Who's been the most influential person in your life?
This is probably like cliche, but my mom. My mom has been such a strong woman all my life. I've never known her to like. I've never known her to like complain about like even if she does complain, she's complaining and doing at the same time. And so, you know, we went through really hard times when we first came to the United States, and my mom is so strong. Like she just doesn't give up. And you see this woman today, and she does not look like what she's been through, and it's just amazing to see. I can only hope to be like my mom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good. So come on, let's talk about this single before we get you out of here. You got this new single out. Come on, talk about the inspiration behind it and talk about what we got coming up next. You got an EP, an album. Come on, talk about it.
All right. So you guys are going to fall in love with this song if you haven't heard it yet, just listen to this bit of a story. So I was ready to give up on music. Like I was ready to like stop, you know, like just putting music out or releasing music because I was so pressed into, man, I have to fit into what people want to hear. And I want to just be able to like, you know, get audiences to like hear what I'm saying and as an artist and just hear my music and all this. And it got to the point where I was just ready to give up on music. And this song came about from nowhere. I'll Bless You. And it has two little scriptures that I kind of like held on to as I was writing the song, which was Isaiah and Psalms. I can't remember the actual verse of Psalms, but no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's number one. And number two is, though armies come against you, my heart will not fear. No matter how many armies come against me, my heart will not fear. And this was David like speaking about it. And so I feel like God was trying to tell me something like, girl, didn't you tell me that you was going to serve me no matter what? And you were going to bless me no matter what? Like, this is the talent that I gave you. If you don't do what I have given you to do, then you are not following in my words. How can you have a relationship with me and not really trust that I got you? And so this song came about. It's called I'll Bless You. We just shot a music video for it, a DIY music video for it in my backyard with like an iPhone and all my home furniture and stuff like that. And it was the best experience. Like, honestly, I've done the big videos, I've done the big productions, I've done all that stuff and wasted a whole bunch of money. And this was just so near and dear to my heart, along with the song and the lyrics and just like the story behind it, that I wanted to share an authentic side of me. Just very vulnerable, not a lot of makeup, no big hair, no jewelry, none of that stuff, just kind of like me, giving this song. So if you haven't heard the song, please go download the song. It's available on all DSPs and whatever platform you listen to your music on is there. And the music video is in my brand new YouTube channel at Torres. So
I love it. Jody, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Yes, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Can we expect the album? I mean, this is something that we working on. We brewing on an EP.
You get me to say things that I'm not ready to say.
Come on now, come on.
I am working on something that will happen. I don't have a date for when it will actually come out, but I do have a lot of music that I have worked on over the past 2 years. That is kind of just like ammo and in the gun right now, just ready to shoot at any time. So maybe we can expect a full album. Right now, I'm just happy being able to release the singles that God is telling me to like go forth with. So that's where I'm at.
What's that dream collab you would want to do? What's that collaboration if you You know, you
Ooh.
can make that call tomorrow and be like, you know what, I need you on this track. Who you calling? Who you calling?
So many. Gosh,
Give me your top two. Give me your top two.
Right now, Lauryn Hill for sure, just because I love Lauryn Hill and her.
Good grief.
Like,
Oh wow.
oh
Good
my
grief. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Her. Oh, and can I throw in Alicia Keys, because a
Yeah.
lot of people get on
Yes.
her, but she is
Come on
super
now.
talented,
She's
y'all.
so
Like
dope.
she is. She's really dope, and she's a native New Yorker, so I gotta give her
Gotta
love,
do it.
you know. So yeah, probably those three will
I
be
love
really
that.
to do.
All right, well, we're gonna get you out of here on this question. Give me your top 3 kicks of all time. You only got 3 that you keep in your closet, and you got to
You
get
make it so hard.
you got to get rid of all the other ones. These the 3 you got to walk with the rest of your life. What you walking with?
All right, we're gonna go with OG Chicago's. We're gonna go with Black Cats.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
You got to.
And
Black Cat Forest? Black Cat
Black
Forest?
Cat Forest. Black
Okay,
Cat
let's
Forest.
go.
And I probably have to do some Air Maxes. Or some original Air Maxes, because the comfort is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
that.
Okay. That's what's up.
Before I let you guys go, I do have to say, I have to do a public apology to my manager.
Oh gosh.
Because he is waiting for this.
He's waiting for the
do
apology.
He gonna make sure he hear this.
He is gonna come
Tell
to
him
my
stop
head.
bullying you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Henry, you were right. You were right, my friend. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
but
Thank
That's
you
all
for
right.
sharing.
That's
I
all
had
right.
to- I had to do it.
Jotty, tell the people how they connect with you, follow you on all your social media platforms, and please introduce your latest single.
Yes. Okay, so guys, my name is Jotty Torres. You can find me on all social medias at Jotty Torres. That's JADITORRES. All my social media is the same way. My latest single is out right now, available on all your music platforms. I'll Bless You, along with my music video. And please follow along for a lot more that's coming. A lot of acting, a lot of more music, more videos, more podcasts is all coming. So please follow Afro-Latina, bilingual, like
Love
rap,
it.
sing. I'm gonna do it all.
Get it. That's what's up.
Keep it locked. You tune into the Fixx.
And the Fixx is in.